overcast but yet pretty warm Djuma Private Game Reserve this afternoon on the Sunset Safari, where we find ourselves here at Gari Dam, having a look at the clouds in the distance, taking a moment in the shade because, well, it's very hot at this time of day. Even our hippo has been hiding under the water, as you can see. Hello everybody, welcome aboard my vehicle. My name is Steve Volkenwinch. I'm joined by Gert on camera, and welcome aboard and welcome to this afternoon's Quizmania on this Saturday afternoon. We are very excited to be out and about. See the pollinating butterfly, the African monarch. How pretty is this butterfly? The aposematic colorations. And okay, so we are seeing one of nature's fascinating ecosystem processes happening. Ecosystem services, if you've never heard that term before, a service that the ecosystem provides. And pollination is one of them. All of the fruits that we have around the world, most of the food that we eat comes from some form of pollination. And pollination, if we had to do it physically by hand, would require enormous amounts of effort. So it's one of those services. Take bees, for example. If we removed bees, removed butterflies, removed moths, an enormous number of our plants around the world would not be able to produce fruit.
They have an ability, or they have a culture where if a female needs to mate, it will really signal the members of the rollers, especially males that might be close by. They will come in numbers, maybe 3 or 4. They will start to contest who is the best flying ability. If you are the best flying, you're the one that will mate. Of course, it's really amazing to see that beautiful multiple colors. It's one of the species of roller families. It's quite few, as we all know that we have purple, we have European, racket tail, broad tail, purple roller. It's quite a lot of them. You can mention it's lots, but sometimes these are very common to see them here in the Southern Africa, to really not move out of the area. They're not migrating out of the area. They stay around. They quite finding or catching, or their main diet, it's insect. You tend to see them going for insect.
I have found the cutest of the cutest at Madikwe. It really doesn't get much cuter than this. Hello. What are you eating there? I'm sure it's something very delicious. I adore squirrels, full stop. Obviously, in Britain, we have the grey squirrels and the red squirrels, and there's a bit of a battle between the two of them. But out here, we do see the tree squirrels. They're just a little bit more difficult to see on drive, actually. They're very common around the lodges, but you will see the ground squirrels. And they're normally just so relaxed around vehicles. You can get really good sightings with them.
Okay, so we've managed to find some lions for you all. So far, we're only seeing the male lion at the moment. There was a lioness with him, but she got up and she went sort of into the river line at the moment. But at the moment, the pride is split into 2 parts. And so one of the other females is with the young cubs, but they're in the valley. So we're not going to be able to get signal in that valley, but I can tell you that they're all good. But perseverance pays off. Never give up. Isn't he lovely? Oh, his mane is looking pretty impressive. There we go. Just waiting for that. Nice looking at you all. Come on, give us all a wink. Sometimes they do that. Sometimes they look at you and they wink.
The lions decided to actually come out into the road, and they decided to have a nap on the main access road into Djuma. This is where we showed you the tracks earlier. This morning we showed you the directions of the tracks. The lions must have been right here lying in the mist. We drove past them and drove past them and drove past them and walked past them. And alas, they only decided to come out at about 10 o'clock this morning. Hello, boy. Nice to see you. It's officially Catterday. It's Catterday and the first day of Quizmania. Oh, look at that beautiful black tip on her tail. Hers looks a lot fluffier than the big males. And it's very important because, especially, you know, being a mum, she needs to make sure her cubs need to know where to go. But she can use it for so many different things. It's a massive form of communication, as much as she's just using it as a very pretty fly swatter at the moment, and a very successful one. It's actually more important for her to have that little black tip and use that tail to chat with the other lions in the pride. So not only does it tell them her body language, if she's flicking it around, she's saying, don't bother me, it's not time for playing, I'm irritated. But if she's walking in the grass and she lifts her tail up, they know what they're following, especially because the grass is so long now. And she can even use it as a little form of discipline. If she flicks it around a little bit, she can smack them with it. It's even got a sharp little barb in it, or a little hook, almost like an extra claw. But it's just the end of her tailbones kind of fused together in a sharp little point. And that can be pretty stinging if she smacks somebody with that. And that's a lot of the time why lions flick their tails as well. If they're in company and they're getting irritated, they'll flick their tails. And it has the handy little side effect of carrying a bit of a sting if a cub gets a bit out of hand. Every time something Quizmania happens, he wakes up and looks at us. Hey, big boy? It is lovely to see your gorgeous golden eyes and very big teeth. Now, he's got that very distinctive notch in the top of his ear. You can see it on the left-hand side there. He is so pretty. So we've been chatting with some of the other guides about where they've been for the last week or so, because remember last week they killed that wildebeest very close to that central clearing on Djuma. And we thought it may have been that male wildebeest, but he ended up turning up a few days ago, so it wasn't him. But you know that 2 days after they killed that wildebeest and ate the entire thing, they then killed a male kudu on the property that's 2 properties north from here, called the Manyaleti. 2 days after they finished that wildebeest, they killed a big male kudu. Oh, he is huge. You know what's interesting? She went over to him just now and almost flopped onto him, and now he's following her a little bit too. Look at that, he's almost shadowing her. Now, these cubs are a little young for her to be coming back into estrus, but maybe he's starting to get protective because in the next few months, she might. These cubs right here are having a wrestling match. How cool is this? Ah, there we go. She finally got what she wanted. Oh, she's swatting the little one. We could not have asked for a better ending to our day, Panda. Oh, it's a lioness. It's not a cub. It's the first lioness that lay down. She was so flat I couldn't see her. And we're on the move. What an absolutely brilliant sunset safari it has been. And a very big well done to the brilliant battaliers for winning today's Quizmania, our first installment for the month. For now, though, we're going to watch the last of the lions as they walk away towards the waterhole. And say thank you for an absolutely brilliant day in the African bush. But wherever you are in the world, have an absolutely fantastic evening. We hope you rest well, and if it's daytime for you, well, have a very productive and wonderful day. We'll see you out and about early tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Central African time, for our sunrise safari. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you soon.